commitment and engagement by our brothers with God and the church through our society. My dear friends, we live in a career-driven world where everyone seeks to climb the social, the political, and the material ladder. Very few search for the spiritual ladder for the sake of it. Service and the positions in the church have also just become another social promotion. At final vows or perpetual oath like this one today, or at ordination like tomorrow, there is joy, there is happiness. People rejoice at the completion of a step in their calling towards priesthood or religious life. To some, it is a point of arrival. To others, the beginning of greater discernment as each person seeks fulfillment. This evening, we celebrate the perpetual oath of our brothers, Bruno Lekandon, Tamfu, Trenkam Twante, Frederic Botaka, Chamboli, Clement, Austin, and Dennis. You have accepted to become Mill Hill missionaries. And we celebrate you committing yourselves today for life in the service of God through the Mill Hill missionaries. You commit yourselves to the life of loving service. This is a choice done by the individual, not forced. And that is why this journey is started. It's begun by many, but very few end it. In your class, you were very many, but at the end of the day, only you are taking the perpetual oath. Is it because you are worthy more than others? Maybe not. This choice you've made is done out of free will and in obedience to God who calls us. At baptism, whether as kids or as adults, we chose to follow God and be part of His one big Christian family. Even if we were led by our parents, we confirmed this as we grew up. And we made choices to follow Him closely. And today, that one is being confirmed as members of Mill Hill Society. We chose the Mill Hill way. And today we rejoice that you are confirming this by committing yourselves to loving service. It is a big step, and we thank God for how far He has brought you guys. Whenever we make a choice, dear friends, we try always to go for the better or for the best option. And there is a lot of sacrifice that goes with it in order for us to concentrate on the choice that we have made. We let go of others. When we choose the one God in whom we believe, we let go of all the other tiny gods around us. You know, in the African society, we used to worship gods under the tree, in the river, in the rocks, and they would go and throw food to them at some point. But when we became Christians, we said, okay, to hell with those other gods. Now we believe in this one God. And we seek his will only. And we seek that will all our lives. And when we chose Mill Hill, you know, when we sing the song, for he is a Mill Hill man, he would have been a Capuchin or a Cistercian or what. When we chose Mill Hill, we let go of the others. And we follow where the society leads us in discovering the will of God in our lives. Sometimes we may falter, sometimes we may doubt. But we keep seeking and trusting that God will lead us. That is why when you were called, what did you say? Here I am, Lord. Send me. Just like the book of Hebrews chapter 10 verse 7 and Psalms 39. Here I am, Lord. I come to do your will. That is a response of a ready servant. Somebody who is ready to go out. In being missionaries, my dear friends, we are called first to be human. Human enough to love. Human enough to serve. Without that humanity, we might just be robots. Serving our own selves. Working for ourselves, for me, myself, and I. And that is when our calling becomes just a career and a social step. Everything we do will be not for the benefit of the people we serve, but for us. Humanity brings us to love and to pray. Our reading today in the St. Paul's letter to the Colossians. In everything, brethren, put on love. That is the only thing. Humanity invites us to love, to pray. It brings us to care and to share. Sharing our life, which is broken like Christ, for others. Humanity leads us to seek the good of others before ourselves. Humanity is our mission, but with the heart and face of Christ. I dare ask you, my dear friends, do you have humanity enough in you? Because we may actually be human. No, we may actually be human beings, but we are not human enough. Our call comes with a lot of humility. Remember Philippians chapter 2 verse 6 to 8. Although he was in the form of God, Jesus did not count equality. He humbled himself, becoming human, being obedient, even unto death. So in accepting God's will, we do it selflessly. That's why at both the temporary and the perpetual oath, what do you first promise? Obedience. You do not even start with poverty or chastity. What do you promise? Because at the end of the day, are you even poor? Are we even chaste? We are just there. But we promise obedience. Because in obedience, everything flows. It is not by error that we promise obedience, mainly. Obedience is humility. In obedience, we become the little ones, allowing ourselves to be led